You gotta get your passport ready.
Okay, what are you thinking?
We're gonna need to change that hair before we take the photo.
I think we do a wig. It's good, right?
You got to be kidding me.
This is a panty dropper.
Oh my God.
Action! Sincerity isn't Channing Tatum's strength as an actor, which is not to say he can't do it, but rather it doesn't always suit him. Roles that have demanded it wind up feeling a little earnest, and certainly not as enjoyable for the audience to watch as characters that allow him to be a lovable dummy, which is something he's eminently suited to. Roofman finds the middle ground, with Tatum delivering an endearing study of a man who just can't get out of his own way, while generally having his heart in the right place. The film is based on the incredible true story of small-time crook Jeffery Manchester, whose crime spree in the early noughties involved knocking off a bunch of McDonald's by breaking in through the roof and waiting for the morning shift staff to arrive. Once the workers arrived, Manchester would herd them into the cool room while he committed the robbery. Technically, this happened at gunpoint, but victims allege Manchester was always polite and even made sure the workers had warm clothing on before being locked in the fridge.
Dwayne, get your coat.
I don't have one.
Are you serious? Here.
Eventually, he was caught red-handed and copped a monster prison sentence, only to escape from the slammer in ingenious fashion, which is where this story gets really interesting. Instead of making a run for it, Manchester decided to lay low and hid in a local Toys R Us store for months, effectively starting a new life in the community under an assumed name. This new life included living on toy store candy and baby food, dating a local woman, and joining a church congregation. It's not hard to see how Tatum would be great at playing such a bonkers bloke with big ideas, but the actor turns out to be ideally suited to portraying the more serious aspects of Manchester's story. He was a US Army vet with limited job prospects who felt compelled to embark on a life of crime to provide for his kids after his marriage failed. Tatum inhabits this hopelessness and captures Manchester's relentless drive to do right by doing something he knows is wrong. The director does the rest by highlighting how this mentality makes Manchester his own worst enemy, leaving those he loves as the collateral damage of his poor decision-making. As good as Tatum is, Kirsten Dunst might be even better as his Toys R Us love interest Lee. Dunst gives an unvarnished, unaffected performance, as good as anything she's done in years, and there's a resignation that makes the perfect foil to Tatum's energy. Big shout out to Peter Dinklage, who's also great. The film does get a bit lost, straddling the divide between rom-com and indie drama, but in not trying too hard to be one or the other, it mostly lands where it needs to. Roofman gets 3 stars.
And cut.